Wednesday meditation gathering. I'm so glad you're all here to share this time together. Meditation gathers in energy and strength when we meditate together. This week, John Campbell will lead us in meditation. Then we'll have 20 minutes of silence. After that, we're going to open it up for sharing, for Q&A, and we'll end at 10:45. So you're all on mute now. That's great. Over to you, John.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, and thank everybody at the Miracle Network. I very much appreciate all the amazing work you do for inviting me this morning and to be in this gathering. It's always a great honor to serve. I wanted to begin this morning with just a couple of quite short stories which relate to the reading I've chosen and the meditation. About a couple of years ago, Annie and I went back on a pilgrimage to visit my birthplace in India. And it was quite a momentous journey, and we were absolutely just blown away by the level of love and care and service we received from everywhere we went. And one evening we were having dinner and we were showing appreciation to the young woman who was tending our table. And we said, you know, this is amazing, the service and everything. And she said, well, you know, in our training at Oberon hotels, they teach us to treat every single customer as though they were God. And I thought, what a beautiful way to train people. So that, you know, that had a big impact and amazing thought. And the other thing was a course I did about 20 years ago in Walberswick on the east coast of England, in Suffolk. It was an avatar training. And one of the exercises we had to do, we had to practice joining in our mind, looking at different inanimate objects to start with, and imagining us merging with that object. So we started with a table, for example, and we had to imagine merging with that table when we go to a lamp or anything of our choice. And then we were sent outside to the village square, and we were encouraged to first try it with the seagulls. And it was an amazing experience, you know. As I merged with this seagull, I could find myself flying, you know, through the air. It was so powerful. And then we had to do it with all the locals walking around the square. So there were this group of people, of us, all sort of staring, you know, at these people we didn't know from Adam. I don't know what they thought, but it was a profound experience in you know, really practicing the oneness of us all. And amazing how, if I remembered all the time, which I don't, that everyone I see is God and is myself. So with that, I'd like to start with the reading, and it comes from lesson 30. God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind. The idea for today is the springboard for vision. From this idea will the world open up before you, and you will look upon it and see in it what you have never seen before. Nor will what you saw before be even faintly visible to you. Today we are trying to use a new kind of projection. We are not attempting to get rid of what we do not like by seeing it outside. Instead, we are trying to see in the world what is in our minds and what we want to recognize is there. Thus, we are trying to join with what we see, rather than keeping it apart from us. That is the fundamental difference between vision and the way you see. So I invite you to just take a deep breath and gently close your eyes. And it'll be a silent meditation. I won't be speaking during it. However, I would invite you just to see if you can use this tool. Perhaps use it as an opportunity to bring into your mind maybe things that have been challenging, you know, individuals or whatever, and just keep practicing. God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind. And as you see them or look upon them, just feel the difference. And if your mind tends to wander, just fine, no problem. Just come back with that phrase. God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind. So we can start now. Thank you.
Open your eyes slowly and come back into the room. We have 17 minutes left for sharing and asking questions. If you'd like to speak, please put your hand up and give a wave, or you can use the reactions button at the bottom of the screen and I'll take you off of mute. That way I'll see everybody who wants to speak. If you'd like to ask a question or make a comment confidentially, please put your message in the chat function at the bottom of the screen and I'll read it out. Masako.
Okay, thank you very much, John, for a lovely session. It really helped me. Thank you. And something that bothered me is bothering me, or has been bothering me, was every time I have to go to local shop, little shop, for my convenience. Those people who don't wear masks, they don't respect social distance. And there was one young guy said, I'm young, I'm not going to get COVID. So said, you are passing to older people like me. And it really bothered me. But every time I thought about these things, I repeat, God is in everything I see because God is my mind. But at the beginning, I had this voice saying, yes, but, very loud. That went on. This yes, but, true, but became less and less frequent. So thank you very much again, because the repetition of God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind, brought my awareness back to the part of my mind that's always in contact with God, the Holy Spirit and myself, all as one. So that really helped me. Thank you very much again.
Thank you. It's lovely to see you again.
May I add one more thing? Linda, are you there? Last session, I didn't have the time to thank you for the reminder when you shared your experience of helping your parents dig out the garden and the weeds and all this stuff. And that was a lesson to me that every situation is an opportunity for you to look within. So I started to look at my weeds and all this stuff, and there was so much stuff came up to say, oh no, it's too much for me. Do I have to go through all this? Ho'oponopono was the answer. Thank you. Should I unmute?
Lovely to see you, Masako. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
A long time.
Thank you.
Okay, Terry?
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan. Now then, John, there's not many men who I've come across who would introduce a session by saying, a few years ago, I was on an avatar training course. So that, I found that amusing. It's an interesting concept, isn't it? That God is in everything I see, you know, because God is in my mind. And this sense that, you know, our life is on that screen, and we lose ourselves by believing that we are the actors on the screen instead of the kind of the projector, you know, that's kind of projecting the images onto the screen. That kind of image came to mind when you reminded me of the teaching this morning. And it kind of, there's a certain irony in that a few days ago I was meditating and I felt something crawling on my body as I was meditating. So I'm kind of relaxing into my meditation and kind of focusing on my word, if you like. Anyway, turned out it was a bloody great midgie, and I was covered in bites, literally covered. I must have had about 15 bites the next day, and itchy as anything. And last week, I rescued a wasp. You know, it was trapped, and I managed to get it out, and I put it outside, and I let it go, and it stung me. And my leg came up like an egg, where it stung me. And I'm thinking, well, that wasn't very nice, was it? I've just bloody saved your life. And it's hard to reconcile, isn't it, those images when something like that happens. I know it's humorous. I can see the funny side of it as well, but when your leg wheels up and stuff, it's not so funny. Well, how do we reconcile everything, not just the nice things, but everything is God in that sense? Have you got any insights, John? Even the wasps that sting us.
Well, thank you. I love connecting with you too, because I feel a great kinship, and you always make me laugh as well. I think, yeah, I mean, it's like everything, it's practice, isn't it? It's very clear to me that you've just had symbols of Neil Warnock visiting you. But seriously, yeah, I think it's just deepening the understanding that everything, every single thing is for my best interest and the interest of others. So I don't need to worry about believing I am the one who can caretake others, The biggest lesson that I learned with my own children have been my biggest teachers, because I learned the hard way, never, ever, 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 ever give them advice unless they come and ask for it. Because whenever I gave it to them when they didn't ask for it, they always got angry. So I think it's just deepening that, and also about feeling whatever's coming up. It's not about denying or trying to push down those, it's about feeling it and being kind to yourself and understanding that you can do whatever you need to do at the level of form when you've got the awareness that you have, that you are one, this is God, this is everything else. It doesn't stop you doing things at the level of form, which might mean avoiding something or some situation or whatever. To me, it's always about the level of awareness, my consciousness I have while I'm doing it. Am I doing it with the Holy Spirit? Am I doing it with feelings of kindness, compassion, and still taking the action at the level of form? And it's practice. I'm not saying it's easy. Otherwise, there'd be millions more doing this course. But and I think for me anyway, one of the important things is remembering Jesus's words. Always remember to laugh. Never forget to laugh. And I think that's a very important part of this journey for me. I don't take anything. I used to be so serious at the beginning about my spirituality. I used to walk around in a caftan, in Sainsbury's with a pair of sandals on. Let's just laugh at it all today. So I hope that helps.
Catherine,
Glad you made it.
would you like to ask a question or comment?
Yeah, thank you, John. It's a wonderful lesson that I had a profound spiritual experience with in the past. So just hearing the words sort of takes me slightly into it. But at the end of it, I had an insight, which isn't totally new, but I thought I'd name it in the hope of anchoring it, which is that I've lived with a loved one who, until last year, who saw attack in everything he saw. And I've had lots of experiences of being, where with hindsight, he realized he turned me into his ex-wife or turned me into his mother or turned, it was just like so apparent to me that I was not attacking him. And yet he was seeing attack in everything he saw. And then I moved from that to realizing that as a result of that and other things, I have a tendency to see fear in maybe it's hard for me to say everything I see, but certainly in human interactions, I'm often anticipating when they're going to kick off, you know, so my nervous system can be heightened. And it occurred to me that if I can say that I'm seeing fear in what I see, and I could replace that with God, you are in everything I see, then I could shift. It could help me shift from one to the other. So yeah, that feels it feels good to name it, in the hope that it will land in my nervous system in a transformative way. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much. That's lovely. Yeah, so, and it's so true, because I mean, the course, at the end of the day, the course is a rewiring course. It's rewiring. You know, we've had all of these patterns of behavior and experience programmed very innocently, always innocently, unknowingly, out of awareness, into us. And until we rewire them, they do keep replaying. And the quickest way they'll replay is in our intimate relationships. And that's what, you know. So, and then when I saw that, then I said, wow, this is fun. You know, you could change this, you know. So, you know, anyway, thank you for your joyful smile too.
Thank you. And I've found, Terry, I'm feeling a lot of joy in you today. I enjoyed your enjoyment of John.
Isn't it fun when we all join together?
Joy together.
Thank you.
Jan, would you like to have a comment or something?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. Hi, John.
Hi, Jan.
Good to see you. I love, just to say thank you so much. I love the simplicity of the meditation. It was just perfect. So thank you very much. And you know, the message was so good, because it just, you know, how you go through quite smooth. I'm finding it very hard to you know that you know, they are Jesus, they are God, to see, look at them. So that was perfect for me. And also a little miracle, because I was just saying the other day to Sharon, oh, it'd be great to have John Cameron. I was saying John Cameron. So to have this sort of thing, and then and that was just the other day. And then we worked out with John Campbell. And I am away out of London at the moment. It's been quite difficult to get onto this. And that was just a few days ago. And guess what? I put it on, and there you are talking. So that's really
Thank you, Jan. I always enjoy your company. Thank you. Bless you.
Okay, thanks. That's me.
Thank you. Bye-bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
Anyone have a question or comment? I just wanted to say I loved your meditation, the reading you did, and I love the comment when you went on holiday and you spoke to that waitress in a restaurant. Where was that? I want to go there on holiday.
I think that was before we were due to fly out from I think Bangalore. We'd been to visit my birthplace in Kodaikanal. And
I love it.
Everywhere we went. And this will make you laugh. The funniest thing, and I didn't book it. It was all booked through an agent. And the hotel they booked us in Kodaikanal, which is where I was born, was called the JC Residency, which of course are my initials as well.
You were meant to be there.
That was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. I wanted to just... Sorry, did you say anything more?
Oh, go ahead.
One of the things I wanted to invite you to think of in that meditation is to also take the opportunity to imagine you looking at a beautiful, great big mirror on the wall. And there you're facing yourself, looking deeply into your own eyes. And then repeat that. God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind. It's a very, very powerful one, especially if maybe you're having little struggles with self-worth, or, you know, it's a very powerful.
I love the mantra, see everyone as God.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. It's not easy though. It's damn, it's not easy sometimes.
I guess it's another process. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
Rich.
think the time we're going through now is giving us amazing opportunities. So many opposing opinions and everything. So.
Rich, would you like to say something?
Yeah, hi, John. Thanks very much.
Hi, Rich.
Really enjoyed that. It's fantastic. You said a lot about the practice, and it's practice, practice, practice. Is there anything you picked up on your journey that you could share that you know, that would help me to embody that practice? You know, that point between resisting and allowing, and that kind of, you know, is there anything you do or anything that you found helpful or that you found useful that you can bring to bear in that moment of change?
Yeah, thank you, Rich. It's a great question, and it's a you know, it's a challenging one because there's so many things. You know, I've made the course the predominant thing in my life, and there's lots of other things I've done on the way. One tool which always works for me, when it's a personal thing, is whenever I feel really triggered about something, I always stop and I ask myself, when was the first and worst time I experienced this feeling? So I'm asking the Holy Spirit to show me, because I know that what I'm being triggered by is only a reflection, an echo of something from the past. And for me, it helps just to acknowledge that, and then when I see what triggered me, whoosh! It's like a light comes on, and I'm completely clear, back at peace. But you know, it's a personal thing. I think the most important thing is to remember you've always got your helper. You've always got your helper with you, 24/7. And when we remember to ask our helper, we always get the personal help. The Holy Spirit knows exactly what's best for you, within you. And then it's a question of listening. I don't know if that helps. Good. Thank you, Rich. Always enjoy listening to you.
I have something here in the chat. It says, in Japan, service industries are generally trained to see all guests as God.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Japan.
Yeah, definitely. Beautiful, huh? Yeah.
Anybody else have a question, comment? Another comment. Wonderful. Thank you, John. And we've come to the top of the hour, and so thank you so much. Please take yourself off mute and thank John. It's been wonderful.
Thanks, John.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
John.
Thank you. Super
Great job.
meditation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you all.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
Everybody.